Amalendu Chottopaddhay, a humble disciple and SPR of my love lord Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. Today, I would like to discuss on symptoms of a wise man, or you can say wise person. Now, everybody wants to be a wise person. It is, in a way, our inner hankerings to be a wise person. Everybody wants to achieve this feat, to be wise, to be a realized man, to be a man of steady wisdom. But possibly, we do not know the reason why we want to be a wise man or wise person. Most of us do not know the reason why. The actual reason lies in our inner self, in our inner being, because the nature of my inner being is Satchidananda. Sat means existence. Chit means knowledge. And Ananda means bliss. So this Chit means knowledge. We are all knowledge person. So therefore, hankering after knowledge is my nature. This is precisely the reason why we want to be a wise person. But, people want that he or she to be a wise person. And in case they cannot achieve this feat, he or she aspires that his or her sons or daughters would be wise person. Now, in general, you can say the general conception of people is like that regarding wise person is that a person will achieve some degrees, some diplomas, and people will bow down in respect of his knowledge. This is the general, idea of wise person. As a matter of fact, people do not know that there are two kinds of education or vidya. One is called aparavidya and the other is called paravidya. We people generally believe or know, you can say, only the aparavidya. Aparavidya means this physics, chemistry, mathematics, that the subjects which are taught in colleges or in universities, or even in arts subjects also, and also commerce subjects. And achieving success in aparavidya, we consider ourselves as wise persons. But as I have told you, there is another vidya, another education, which is called paravidya. Paravidya is not really taught in colleges or universities. This we can learn only after, studying the lives of saint persons. And paravidya, in a sense, it means conquering our complexes. Now, what are complexes? Means we have some complexes like desires, anger, lust, greediness. These are some of the complexes that we are obsessed of. And we need to come out from these obsesses, from these complexes. And only paravidya can, you see, Paravidya teaches us this lesson of how to conquer complexes. And in Paravidya, you need to associate yourself with God in any form. There are several forms, there are several avenues through which you can attach yourself with the supreme energy, you can say, the supreme being. Somebody may call it Supreme Father, somebody may call it as Paramatma, somebody may call it God. Now, whatever it may be, unless and until you can attach yourself with that Supreme Being, you cannot really, learn Paravidya. But, whatever little we can achieve in Paravidya, in practicing Paravidya, we are becoming, wise persons. This I will come later on. Now, I would like to discuss the symptoms of wise person in the light of a sloka of Bhagavad Gita. It is the 56th sloka of 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It goes like this: Dukkheshu anudvigna mana sukheshu bigatos priyoho vitaraga vayakrodha sthito dhir muniruchyate. I repeat: Dukkheshu anudvigna mana sukheshu bigatos priyoho vitaraga vayakrodha sthito dhir muniruchyate. Now, the literal meaning of this sloka is that monk is called a man of steady wisdom when he is unperturbed in sorrow, and when he is free from longing for delights, and has gone beyond attachment, fear and anger. This is the literal meaning of this sloka. Now, if we analyze the literal meaning of this sloka, then I think it is really very difficult to comprehend the nature of this person, that is, this wise person. How? Because this sloka states that monk is called a man of steady wisdom, or a wise man, you can say, or a realized man, all the same, who is unnerved or who is unperturbed in sorrow. What is this? That means he has no feelings for, sorrow. And he is free from longing for delights. Again, he has no feelings in happiness. And he is free from attachment. Attachment means attachment of worldly being or worldly affairs. And he has no fear. He has no feelings for fear and anger. If it is so, then the question naturally arises that whether this person is an inanimate object or a non-living object, because he has no feelings for such, attributes. Really, it is very difficult to comprehend. Sometimes, I think whether this person is a subman, since he has no feelings for, in sorrows, in happiness, and he has no feelings for attachment, fear and anger, which are the human qualities. Then what sort of person is he? This is my, question. If this is the essence of this sloka, then it is really difficult for me to comprehend, to understand, to comprehend the nature of such person. Now, I have come across the life philosophy, sayings, sermons of Sri Thakur Anupul Chandra, and I am really very much interested to see his day-to-day behavior, his day-to-day dealings. You see, let us consider his behavior in the light of this sloka. Now the question is, has he got, has he got perturbed in sorrow? The answer is yes, he got perturbed in sorrow. For example, once a mother who lost her child came to him and was crying. Seeing her plight, she said, Thakur was also crying. You see, after some time, this mother realized that Thakur was crying. So therefore she exclaimed like this, "Oh Thakur, you are crying." Thakur said, "Who would cry in your sorrow if I don't?" So therefore, he has all the feelings for sorrow. He felt pain and anguish in other sorrows. And again, you see, a person came to Thakur and informed him about the success of his son. You see, he passed an examination, and you see, Thakur was so delighted that he conveyed this message at least 10 persons who were near at that time, who were nearby. So he has feelings for delightment also, for others' happiness. He is also happy. Again, whether he has got feelings or has he got, any attachment for worldly affairs? The answer is again yes. While strolling around his ashram, one day he found a piece of paper lying on the road. He took it up and saw that it was a leaflet of Sastani Broto, mentioning different clues of Sastani Broto. He asked somebody to keep that in philanthropy office. And he humorously, asked another person whose name was Birenda. Thakur said, "Well, Birenda, people tell me extremely boisterous. I have got, enough attachment over worldly affairs. Yes, I have got attachment even for a piece of paper." Birenda, replied, "See, people will think like that. People will think according to their own thinking process." Thakur laughed. Anyway, so it indicates that Thakur has attachment for worldly affairs. Has he got fear? The answer is again yes. When he was an adolescent boy, he went to Calcutta, and while walking through Harrison Road probably, he felt an urgent urge for defecation. Finding no toilets there, he was compelled to defecate, near the side of the road. And while he was defecating, he saw a policeman you see, was standing a little distance away, and he got frightened. This statement he himself has stated. So therefore, he has all the feelings for fear. Now, has he got any feelings for anger? The answer is again yes. You see, a child whose name was Arun Juardhar, this child had an impish habit of teasing snakes, both non-poisonous as well as poisonous. Thakur warned him not to, you see, do such heinous practice. But this child really didn't pay any heed to his warning. Now one day, while this child was doing such practice, Thakur, you see, virtually whipped him out of anger. However, the child, you see, got rid of this bad practice, maybe because of his whipping. But the matter is that he has all the fear, all the feelings for anger. So he got angry. So if this is the case, then according to the, you see, meaning of this sloka, Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra is not a wise person, not a man of steady wisdom. Is it really so? If he is not a wise person, then who is? Then, again you see, in case of Lord Krishna, for example, in in Bhagavad Gita, in 41st and 42nd sloka of 11th chapter, you see, when Arjun, you see, saw the Vishwarup of Lord Krishna, you see, he was compelled to say like this, that without knowing you, without knowing you, whatever was said by me to you, rashly or through inadvertence, you see, or even out of intimacy, you see, thinking you a friend and addressing you as Krishna, as Jadava, etc. You see, please forgive me. And again, he said that, you have been discourteously treated out of fun, and you see, while walking, while on seat, while even in privacy, achyuto, even in public, you see, you have been discourteously treated. For that, I beg pardon of yours, O incomprehensible one. So, now the question is, you see, without knowing his parambhav, you can say, without knowing his real, you see, nature, Arjun did all this, you see, mischievous things, you can say, mischievous dealings. But the question is, when Arjun did humor with Krishna, didn't Krishna reciprocate? The answer is definitely yes, because Lord Krishna also, you see, exhibited all the human attributes. You see, has he felt pain and anguish in the sorrows of Pandava? The answer is definitely yes. He felt pain and anguish in the sorrows of Pandavas. So then, and he did fun with, not only with Arjun, but also with other Pandavas, and even or with Kauravas. So, if we see, or if we consider the literal meaning of of this sloka of this Bhagavad Gita, then it indicates that both Lord Krishna as well as Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, they are not wise persons. They are not realized persons. So, possibly this is not the real meaning. The message lies elsewhere. What is that? You see, when a disciple, I should say, asks Sri Thakur like this, the Thakur, people come to you for getting consolation from you in their sorrows. And more frequently than not, we see that you do cry in their sorrows. And what is that? In fact, people will not tell you sthita praggo. Remember, Lord Krishna, you see, has stated this sloka in answering a query of Arjuna. Arjuna, you see, inquired after the symptoms of a wise person. As a matter of fact, he termed it as sthita praggo. Sthita praggo means steady wisdom. The person having steady wisdom. So, when this disciple asked Thakur this question, that, so you will not be treated as sthita praggo. Thakur replied, see, I am a human being. You see, I have not been able to be God. Is it really so? No. Why? Because after a pause, Thakur added that, see, whether I do cry or I do laugh or whatever I do, I never forget that I am the Anukul Chakravarti, son of Shiv Chandra Chakravarti. This I never forget. You see, here lies the message. What is that? It means that Thakur actually, you see, states this, you see, message that even in sorrow, even in happiness, even when I get angry, when I, you see, I fear, and in all the conditions, I never forget the nature of my inner being. That my inner being is Satchidananda. This I never forget. It indicates that they live in two worlds. One is called phenomenal world, that is called Leela. In Bengali it is called Leela. And other is absolute world. In Bengali it is called Nitya. So they live in two worlds. Yes, when you see they cry, it's not acting. Absolutely not. Yes, it is that their hearts actually melt for others' sufferings. That's true. It's not anything, you see, by any means it is unreal. It is a truth. But at the same time, they never, you see, deviate from their inner world. That is, from their absolute world. That is, they always attach with their inner being, that is Satchidananda. How? Now the question is, can we live in two worlds? That is, in phenomenal world and also in absolute world? The answer is yes, it is possible. At least to a certain extent, it is definitely possible. How? If I can attach myself with God or Paramatma or Supreme Being or Supreme Father, whatever you may call, you see, if I can attach myself, then it is possible. As in Bhagavad Gita it is called Tani Sarvani Sanjamma Jukta Asita Matparaho. Jukta Asita Matparaho. If you can attach yourself, you see, then everything is possible. Now, in Bhagavad Gita and in other scriptures also. As a matter of fact, we can attach ourselves with our Ishto, or with our Sadguru, or with our Supreme Being, or with our Paramatma, whatever you may call, through, you see, 4 avenues, namely Gyan Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. There are 4 avenues, you see, through which we can attach ourselves with Ishto, with our Ishto. But all prophets, you see, have advocated the Bhakti Yoga, as it is the simplest avenue we can say. It is the, you see, easiest avenue to attach ourselves with our Ishto. Now in Bhakti Yoga, you see, repetition of holy name, Sadguru. Who is Sadguru? Sadguru gives a holy name, and my task is to repeat this holy name. That is to pronounce this holy name. We say always. As long as I am living, I would strive to repeat this holy name. Of course, this is not the only thing. I must reflect the picture of my love Lord in the mirror of my mind. These 2 aspects must go simultaneously. And these are the 2 chief ingredients of Bhakti Yoga. That is, you see, repeating holy name and reflecting the picture of love Lord in the mirror of my mind. You see, when a disciple asked Thakur, "Oh Thakur, you always tell us to do name. When you do name, we really can, you see, understand?" Thakur laughed and said, "You better ask me when I don't." See, and then he added, "See, name never leaves me. Even if I like to desist myself from name, name never leaves me." This was the reply of Sister Thakur Anukul Chandra. Possibly, this also speaks volumes of his nature. That means, in his mind, holy name is always, you see, repeating. Always. It is almost spontaneous. In his case, it is spontaneous. It is automatic. But, and in his, you see, in his mirror of his mind, the reflection of God, in this case, he himself, his own picture, you see, is always reflecting. It is again automatic, it is again spontaneous. But in our case, we can do it through practice, through sustained practice. You see, if I go on repeating my holy name as given by my Sadguru, and if I go on reflecting the picture of my love Lord in the mirror of my mind, then in course of time, please remember, it can't be done within, you see, fortnight, or even within 1 year. It may take even a complete lifetime, or even more. But it is a fact that sooner or later, we'll feel that through sustained practice, you see, even in sorrow, though you feel pain and anguish in sorrow, but still, holy name, you will feel that it is, you see, going on. Repetition of holy name is going on in my, you see, mind. And also, you see, my, picture of my love Lord is also reflecting. I can visualize it. I can feel it. You see, I can realize it in course of time. And you see, sooner or later we will surely achieve this feat. Of course, we cannot achieve it 100%. It is theoretically possible, of course, but practically possibly not feasible for us. We are ordinary people. But we can strive. Actually, this sloka is so inspiring to us because, it actually incites us to strive, to endeavor, to, go on repeating holy name and go on reflecting the picture of my love Lord. And yes, in course of time, we may achieve, let's say 10%. After a, considerable period of time, I will be treated as, 10% wise, 10% realized, 10%, a man of steady wisdom. Only God is 100% wise. Only God is 100% realized person. Only God is 100% a man of steady wisdom. And as a matter of fact, as a disciple, I at least personally do not want to be 100% wise man, because I would like to be his disciple. Like Hanuman. I do not like to be God like him, because if I remain as disciple, I can enjoy nectars of both, of God and also of disciple. And this should be the wish of a true disciple. He does not want to be God, remember. Now, so therefore, he is saying, that I am Anukul Chakravarti, son of Shiv Chandra Chakravarti. This I never forget. Here lies the solution. Here lies the message. So the message of this sloka is, in essence, that we must strive to go on repeating holy name, to go on reflecting the picture of my love Lord. In other words, I must attach myself with my Ishto, with my love Lord, in whatever way I can. As I've told you, in Bhakti Yoga, it is the easiest avenue. I've already told you. But well, according to the, nature of persons, maybe they may opt for other avenues. There is no hard and fast rule that a person would choose a single avenue. Again, as a matter of fact, every avenues, I should say, are interlinked and interdependent. That a Bhakti Yoga will not be a Gyan Yoga, it is not the case. As a matter of fact, devotion brings wisdom. Possibly vice versa is also true. But definitely, Gyan Yoga is a very difficult one. Even Lord Krishna says this. Anyway, our topic of discussion is the message of this sloka. The message of this sloka, as I have understood, in this way, I have realized the message of this sloka by the sayings, of Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra. This statement, that I am the Anukul Chakravarti, son of Shiv Chandra Chakravarti, this I never forget. Even when I cry, even when I do laugh, or whatever I do. This is the essence of this message. That is, Lord Krishna says to us that try to attach yourself with Ishto. In all the conditions, you will feel that this, worldly affairs, sorrow, happiness, attachment, fear, anger, these are some of the, you can say, aspects of Maya. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says in another sloka, Daivi Hesha Gunamai Mamo Maya Durattaya Mamevo Je Prapaddante Maya Metang Tarantite. This is also true. That means the divine, you see, Maya of mine, Lord Krishna says, the divine Maya of mine is very difficult to cross over. It is really very difficult to cross over. And this is constituted by gunas. But, you see, who is associated with me, or you can say, who has taken me as supreme, for them it is easy to cross over. They can cross over this Maya. So, if I can attach myself with Sri Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra, that in course of time, and if I go on striving, you see, repeating the holy name and reflecting the picture of my love Lord, then it is possible that even in sorrow, well, I will feel pain and anguish in sorrow, that's true, but even then I can feel that in the mind, holy name is always repeating, and you see, the picture of my love Lord is always reflecting. Of course, it will take time, and as I have told you, I may not be, you see, perfect up to 100%. I do not aspire to be 100% perfect. As I have told you, I want to be a, you see, disciple. I want to be servant. Remember, I want to be servant. I want to serve him, you see, through generations, through all my lifetimes. You see, this is my desire. And this should be the desire of all the devotees. This is the essence of Bhakti Yoga. That is, existence of God and existence of disciple will go parallelly. So that a disciple can enjoy, you see, as I have told you, nectars of both God and, you see, disciple. So therefore, the message of this sloka is that try to attach yourself with Ishto, with your Sadguru, with your love Lord. And in course of time, you will feel that you have crossed over the Maya, and ultimately you will reach to him, that is, to Supreme Father. It is possible. You can reach. It means, you see, at least there is always scope for augmentation. Maybe we can go up to 10%. You see, we will be 10% wise man after a certain period of time if I go on repeating such practice. But there is always scope for augmentation. There is always scope for improvement. And our duty, you see, is to serve him. And as long as we can, and whatever way we can do this, live in love. This is the message of Sri Sri Thakur. And I end my discussion with, you see, this word, live in love. Jai Guru.